Yeah. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. So there we go. I started my stream and I completely forgot to plug a microphone in. Now, with a bit of luck, this should work. As a problem with live streaming is that this is the most suitable microphone for that, but it's a bit of a pain in the ass for DIY. I'm going to have to think about how I do that. 1, 2, 1, 2. That seems to be coming through. But of course, I've got no way of testing it. Oh, it's all just all over the place. All over the place already. Trying to do this. So that is already live. Hey Nick, can you give us a wave if you can hear me? Yeah, let me know that you can hear me in the comments. That would be really helpful just before I kick this off. Try not to waste too much time. How likely is that? That seems to sit right in the middle. Yes, sounds fine. Good, thank you. Right, I'm going to try to behave as if this is all smooth running, right? Smooth running. Okay, get my game face on. Right, hello. Hello. So this is an attempt to streamline my DIY projects, which are beautiful. I love doing them. They just take a little bit of time and they take even longer to edit down afterwards. So I thought I would experiment with the idea of just doing them live. The pros of that is that it gets it done. I don't have to edit it. It's all there and it's ready to go, and I get to build the thing I want to build and have that module rather than having it sitting in a box around the place. And it also means that other people can see potentially how it's built through my struggling through it. The con side is that it will be long. It'll be long and I sometimes get interrupted, or there's something that I can't do or finish, or I break something, and it sort of leaves us kind of a little bit stuck, and that's not very good telly, I have to say. So what I'm attempting to do is to live stream this build. This is like my test one. Live stream this build at the same time. I'm also recording it to my computer, hopefully capturing it, so that if by the end of it it's just too long and too stupid, I can, or the live stream breaks or some other reason, I have the recording of the thing that I can then edit down like I normally do and cut out all the long stuff to get it down to a sensible level. So I'm trying to do everything in the hope that one or either of them will work and that the build will be done. I would have fulfilled my obligations and actually have the module that I want at the end. Does that make some kind of sense? So this is unadvertised and unregulated. I'm just giving it a go. It's very nice of you. Very nice of you to turn up. Hi Ken. I can't guarantee that I will be answering any comments or questions or stuff, but I will try to flip between them. Obviously I'll be trying to do 16 things at once, which is never a good thing for me. I'm just checking. Oh, that all seems to be going ahead. Great. All right, so I've got things in the way of my knees. Why is that now? What have I changed around here that's... I've got to get rid of that, put that somewhere. Right, just trying to settle myself. So what are we building today then? I've also got to deal with this microphone and make sure that's suitably placed so you can always hear me. Oh, I don't know. We're just going to have to wing it, right? And we'll see how it goes afterwards. This needs to be a little bit more angled this way, like that. And I've also got to remember, the other key thing is to remember to switch cameras. That's going to be absolutely key to all of this. So I have all this worked out. If I use touch, it sometimes goes a little bit wonky. So that's not what we want. Okay, just familiarizing myself with everything. That might be what we want. those are my choices. It's top down. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. It's a DIY project. I don't need to talk to camera all the time, except for the opening bit. Right, okay, good. So in that case, what we are building is the Chikipower from Befaco. This is a little external USB powered little power box for modules. The usefulness of it is that you can have some modules out of a case that you're testing or trying out or updating the firmware on, as that's often a thing you have to keep powered. And this is a great little way of doing it. You can also, you know, make a little case of modular with it. Potentially it will run 3 or 4 modules, I believe, is the plan. So that's what we're going to build. It's not looking particularly complicated at the moment. And so I thought this would be a good way to spend, I don't know, maybe an hour testing out this thing I'm trying to do. That's the plan. That's the plan. So, switching neatly to the overhead camera. You see, I don't ever believe it. I don't really believe it, so I keep looking back to check all the time because my main computer's over there. What I need is a mirror so I can see that, or a secondary monitor, of course. That's the proper way of doing it, but you know, I never do things properly if I can help it. I'm always gonna do it on the fly, so don't want to be looking at that. So now we're top down. Look at that, there's people in the chat. That's lovely. How much did you miss? You haven't missed anything. You haven't missed anything. So this is a couple of boards, I think. You know, I have instructions, so I could probably look at those. So you should be able to see when I find it. There we go. Down in the bottom corner, the instructions. If I bring those up to the fore, see, I'm looking again. Gosh darn it! I need to trust. I need to trust. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to bypass a little welcome and the nice things they say to us and just get straight to it. So this is an attempt to build this little thing, and it's also a review of it and its instructions and how useful they are, and hopefully I'll get the opportunity to point out some glaring errors because that's my favourite thing to do in the world. But what I like straight away is it says separate the PCBs, because when you're starting out with these sorts of ones that are together like this, it's not always obvious that you have to separate them or where you actually do that. But it says brilliantly down here, don't be afraid to break them. You can make it by hand. You can break them apart using cutting pliers and then separate them. Then it says something about cleaning, but we're never going to do any of that, of course. But so with this, right, swapping back to agilely swapping back to this. I'm just going to take a pair of pliers like so, and I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure and bend it like that. And the first time you do this kind of thing, it's flipping frightening, but it's what you do. It's what you do. It's already sort of cut. It's just waiting for the final push like that. Totally amazing. And here, like so. Good. Now it's got all these little janky bits on here which you can file down, as it says, and it's also got to break them into bits here as well. Ooh, ooh. That bit went right. Let's get this little edge off if I can, just so it's nice and neat. Oops. Good, we now have these 3 parts, I believe. PCB 1 is this one, this is 2, and this is 3. Open bag A. I think there's only one bag. Let's see what we have. It's a whacking great big something or other. So these are the IDC connectors. Got a little thing stuck in there. That's interesting. There we go. This is what you stick your module power supply ribbons into. There's 3 of those. Oh, we're into soldering already. Right, heck. Okay, let me just turn my soldering iron on, make sure that's not about to burn something. That's that. Alright, behave yourself. That's not even plugged in. Come on! Preparation. Alright, let's get this out of the way. That needs to go in there. Okay, now I can turn that on. Gosh, that was a... no, okay. Don't worry, need a bit of this. That's good. Need some of the glasses. So these things here, take PCB 1, which is this one. Let's move this other stuff out of the way. You have these 3 bits here, which are going to be for these connectors. 1, 2, 3. Now that doesn't quite fit there, look. That's not fitting. Bring this in a little bit for you. That's not fitting against that at all. That's sticking out like a crazy thing. Okay. So just flip it up and down, solder each leg, make sure they're aligned, and solder all the remaining pins. Right, so what we're going to have to do, I thought I put that somewhere already. We're going to have to do, I'm just going to move everything else out of the way for the moment. Going to have to sort this out. I cannot see, so let's get the magnifiers on. Let's just get into here a little bit. So it's this one here that's not quite fitting. Yeah, it's definitely... Ow. That's definitely not great. Oh, let's see if any others fit better. That one, that's almost there. Oh look, I can push, look, I've pushed that in, that'll be alright. I think we'll get away with it. Yeah, that'll be alright. Alright, I've squished that in there a little bit. That'll work. That goes there. That goes there. They can only go one way in. And then we just have to solder them. So we'll do a leg first to make sure it's all alright, and then we'll do the rest. Now it's suggesting you can use one of these to help you turn it over, which is probably a very good idea, like that. And then place it down. And then let's see if we can solder some of this. I'm going to need to put the air on, which I hope is not running into the... So I'm using a different mic. Hopefully that's not running into the mic. Doesn't appear to be. Good, good, good. Let me just check the... Oh, look, a bunch of comments. Do they go on that side or the other side? Well, I mean, I'm assuming it goes on the screen print. That's what I'm going on. Because if we look back at the manual... Come on, wake up, wake up. Oh, I'm not looking at the manual, I'm looking at the other thing. There we go. See, the screen print is on the top. The screen print is on the top here. Has to go that way up, I think, because there's no screen print on the bottom here, so it has to be that way around. I can't see any other reason to think anything else, but it's always worth checking. Thank you for that. I'm just going to scroll down in case there's any more information that we have. So I guess you're saying if it's conflicting with something, then that's potentially a way out of that. No, I think we got it right. I think we got it right. Or something would be very different. I think we got it right. Yeah, pretty sure. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure, all right? Just a gentle hum, okay. Thank you. So go back to this. So yeah, I've got to do some soldering then, haven't I? Solder. So 1 pin each. Let's go for that for now. This is the troublesome one, I think. I think over the years I've developed a style of soldering, I've decided, which is essentially that the solder goes all the way onto the iron first, and then when it feels like it, sort of pours itself over the joint. I think those are fine, because this is whacking things can go in the middle, isn't it? So that's good. Right, I will solder the rest of these then. So at this point I'd usually put on some music, you see, and speed it up. But you're going to have to deal with the full unedited version. I do have some great kits to do though. It's been so fantastic having a little tidy, getting rid of that enormous keyboard stand that I really wasn't making the use out of. Having a little bit more space. It's really helped work out what on earth I'm doing. I definitely got a few good kits I want to get through, because there's good stuff to be had. To check the time. Oh geez, it's 9:15 already. I faffed around too long setting this up, but it's only a small build, so that was part of the reason. Just wanted to do something small on this first go to check that everything functions right. I wouldn't end up being here till midnight. And the other problem with a live stream is that if I do run out of time, then, you know, do I have to wait a week until I do it again next time? Or, you know, do I end up finishing it off during the day? And then it's a messy YouTube experience because there's more than one video. You know, the trouble I have to go through. People have no idea. No idea at all. And the other thing is I feel I have to keep talking. Well, it saves me talking to AI, doesn't it? Instead I'm just talking out to the ether. Well, that looks alright. I mean, you know, in my way of looking all right. I mean, it's a mess, obviously, if you know what you're doing, but from my point of view, that's perfectly adequate. Good. Open bag B. There was a bag B. I don't see a bag B. I might have already consolidated it into a bag before. I mean, it's not going to be this, is it? That's just a flipping cable. So I think I already have everything. That's going to be my assumption at this point. The large black regulator, the brick, this thing here. Place it at the center and solder it into place. Get off. Solder it from the bottom. Yeah. And cut off the excess legs. They're chunky legs, though. Chunky legs. So this goes on here somehow. I wonder how. Only go one way round. No. What am I doing? This way around. Good. Better. Lovely. Like that. It's easy enough to put down. Thick legs. It might take a bit more solder. Or a little bit more time. Good. Do I have... I took my clippers somewhere. They're probably still in the bag. From... Did I bring those back? No. Oh dear. Live telly, eh? Alright, I have to use these old ones. Taking these legs off. Expected a lot more flying around than that, but that's fine. So I'll get rid of these little bits. Okay. Open bag C. Oh, come on! There was no bag C. What are you talking about? So now I've got spacers. So I've got spacers, these things here, and I've got screws. So there must be about all of this. Fix the 4 spacers on top of the PCB using the 4 long screws and the bottom side up. Side it should look like this. Right. So long thing. Spacer. I'm only seeing, oh no, there it is. just noticed that over here I've got one of the ones that Jacket Beat Boot made for me, which were not entirely successful, were partially successful in running my Delia Wendy Morton cases. As in, I got one to run the Morton case, could not quite get it to run any of the others. Just, I guess it's just drawing too much. But this, I think, is using exactly the same thing in the middle here. So it's basically the same idea. Well, Befaco, though, have decided, look, 3 is plenty. And that's what they're going for. Whereas this one, I just attach a ribbon to it and can install as many modules as I like. But then, of course, it goes too far and can't support them all. But it's a really nice and neat solution to put in a small case. If you're running 3 or 4 modules, you know, maybe half a dozen modules if they're simple ones, then this is a great solution. And it only needs, you know, power on a wall wart rather than a whole laptop supply that you'd normally find. So very similar idea, although this is USB-C, I think, out the side there somewhere, rather than USB-A to C. Anyway, let's just connect it. It makes no difference ultimately. So that's done. Looking nice. Place the switch. There's a switch. Don't solder it yet. Solder it only after the front panel's in place. Okay. There's a switch here. It appears to have, no, it doesn't really have any polarity as far as I can see. It's just as it is. 1, 2, 3 prongs. That goes in there. Looks like it's going to have to come out a little bit to go to the front panel. LEDs. A couple of those. Place the 3. Yeah, I know I do have 3 of those. Place the 3 LEDs. Long leg positive, short is negative. And they're on the board here. And I really appreciate the fact that it has the positive on there, because so often they rely on the screen print alone, and that can be a little bit dicey, I find. So long leg positive. Am I sure I'm in the right place? Because it says, don't solder them yet, it says D2, D3 and D4. There really isn't any labelling on here that I can see. So I think it can only be in those places. It can't, I don't think it can be anywhere else. I've got a D1 over here, but that's an obvious diode. Yeah, so I'm going for the row of 3 here, the positive long leg there, there, and there. Coolio. Place PCB 2, which is this one, on top and screw it in with the 4 short screws. Alright, so I guess we're going to orientate it so it fits with the LEDs and the switch, like so. Now this is using those annoying hex screws, which is why there's a little Allen key for our joy and delight. It's always good to have something fiddly to play with. Do I have those washers? Am I supposed to be using those washers at any time in particular? Are they going to become a thing at some point? Do not know. Maybe they should have gone in the bottom. Don't think so. Okay. Just carrying on till I'm told to do otherwise. Okay, kind of neat, isn't it? Kind of neat. Now place the LEDs through the holes. Easier to do that upside down, I think, like so. So they get flush to it and solder them, cut the X, do the same with the switch, so it's at the correct height. And it should now look like this. Da, da, da. Let's let me show you that. Should look like that. I think it will do in a moment. I think I'm going to try, I'm going to attempt to do it all in one hit, right? So I'm going to put the switch through. I can't go all the way through because there's none left on the end. So it's got to have a little bit. It's got to have a little bit to grab onto, just a little bit. I think that'll be all right. Just to give it a little bit. I don't know if that's going to work. Oh, but if this pushes down, that's going to push that up a little bit. That will be all right, I think. Well, I'll do one leg and see what we think. But the LEDs are good, so that's all in. Let me do one leg on everything and see what it looks like. LEDs are good. Switch is alright. It could go through further, but that's perfectly switchable as it is. It's just a little bit on the her now. I might push that down a little bit. There we go. Just to get that sticking through. Okay, good. I'll do the rest. Yeah, lovely. Okay. Bottom panel. Now, PC3 to the bottom. Do it upside down. Okay. Remove the screws, put the washers in the way, and then put it back together again. Brilliant. Okay. Let's make sure we line this up. Going to line it up with the, see the arrows? So I get it the right way around. Like so. Cool. So these we have to undo. So take a washer. Oh, I'm going to need also... Alright, this is going to be trickier than I thought, actually. I'm going to need to stick all of these on all at once, aren't I? If that's going to go in between. So, yeah, that ain't going to work, is it? They're all going to be sliding about the place. Well, let's give it a go. Is there an easier way to do this? I don't know that there is. I mean, am I making a mountain out of a molehill? Probably. It's like, just do it, mate. Just sort it out. How hard could it possibly be? Oh, like that, you see? That's what I was waiting at. There we go. See, that was easy. That was easy. And there you have it. There's a little thing. Look at that. Pretty damn good. Testing. Okay. Connect it to the power to a greater than 15 watt. Now I've got some chunky power adapters. Give me a second. One like this. There's a proper 65 watt power supply thingy pob. Plug it in over there. Which I got, funnily enough, for running these. That's what it needs. So it's going to be exactly the right sort of thing. Quite a nice cable. Good length. Always the reviewer. Right, so what we do. So that's on off. Connect it to a cable, put it to on, and the 3 watts it should come on. It's a good start, isn't it? So plug that in there. Put it to on. We get 3 lights. Bloody marvellous. Bloody marvellous, look at that. Now I can check some voltages with a multimeter. Right, that's always fun. I know exactly what I'm doing with that. Let me just check in with the excitable crowd. There is a simpler way, is there? You solder like somebody faced with no other option but to solder. Something with which I identify. Sometimes good enough is more than good enough. Yeah. Lovely, thank you. Right, what am I doing? I'm getting a multimeter out. That's what I'm doing. Multimeter. I've seen you because I've tidied. Where did I tidy you to? Is that it? That's it. Okay. Right. Multimeter. Da, 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 da. So I've got a... Hang on. What am I going to look at? Right, there's no way I'm getting this right, is there? So they're going to be the same. So I'm going to have +5. I'm going to have ground. minus 12. With the help of a multimeter, check how the relevant voltages in each connector. Use the next drawing as a reference. Right, so DC voltage, right. Okay, this is me not really knowing what it is I'm supposed to do, but let me assume, right, that I stick the flipping cables always get tiny. I stick the black cable on some of the groundy stuff. I can't see. Dear Lord. So all of these. So that's ground. That bank of 6 is ground. So I should get plus 5 over here. Is that right? Plus 5. Can you see that all right? The one next to it should be 12. Yeah. And the one over there should be minus 12. I couldn't actually see, is that right? Yeah. Alright. I suppose I should do all of them, yeah? Try and do it the right way up. Come on. So, in the middle here somewhere for ground. Plus 5, yeah. Plus 12. Come on. See, got to be able to do this all at once. Oh my goodness me. That was plus 5, this should be plus 12. No, I'm not getting that right. There it was momentarily. There we go. And then minus over here. Yeah. Now to do this one, it's going to have to be on its side like this. So that's still plus, that should be 5, yeah, that should be 12, yeah, this over here, it should be minus 12, yeah, okay, great, look at that, I did a thing. If all your voltages are correct, you are ready to use Chikipower. It's a Chikipower, what a silly name. Come on, mouse, wake up. Have you finally had it? Come on. Come on. No, I mean it, come on. Oh dear. Hang on. Okay, there we go. Enjoy your thing. If the LEDs do not light up, then do a thing. Bonus track. It's designed to be an auxiliary standalone power supply, but it's possible to adapt it to use it inside a small case. To facilitate this operation, connection pins are provided to solder any connector for power ins and outs. Why would you want to do that? Why would you not want to use, if you had it inside a case, you could just pass a cable through, couldn't you? Why would you want to put another thing on here? I don't know. But hey, there we go. There we go. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. So what we want to do then is plug in a module and see if it works. So let's do that. I happen to have, I don't want to break that one. That needs a clock. Come on, something with lights on. Lights up nicely. Like an, you know, an NFO type thing. I mean, I've got an oscillator here, a nice big chunky one, like that. Let me plug that in, for which I need a cable. There's a cable. Padoing. So, we plug these in. Like that. Plug this in on the back. Like that. Turn it on. Badoo! Look at that. lights and stuff. Now, I've got no way of hearing this at the moment, so I don't have anything plugged in any sensible way. But I think that's a success. I think we can call that a success. It's definitely giving power to the thing. It's lighting up. What more? What more could you possibly want? I mean, I could plug another one in just for funsies. Oh, look, I've got a chunky one. No, that's not going to give... Is it going to give me any lights? Yeah, let's go for something chunky, right? Just to see what happens. Well, I got a light. Can't see fairer than that. There would be some lights over here, but it needs a gate. Well, what I could do, right? I could improvise something. So I could take a square wave out of here, plug it into the gate over here. Hey, then we've got some action going on. Nice. That's as low as it goes. Right. Well, I guess I'm done then. So that was all right. Where are we? 9:15. Great. Good. Lovely. Take that out of there. Turn that off. What a useful little box. What a useful little box. Definitely. I really appreciate the fact that it's contained, so I don't feel like I'm getting myself anywhere near any of that voltage kind of stuff, because that always feels like a bad idea to me, and I do far too much of it. So having it contained like that is really nice. USB-C is simple. I have so many USB-C cables knocking around now, I can hardly ever find a micro USB, which is great because it's just far superior in every way. So great, that's going to sit up there and be terribly useful a lot of the time. How ace is that? I might even sit there, look, really out of the way. I can just use it when I need it. Brilliant, there we go. So yeah, that was all fine. Turn my solder iron off. Oops. Built myself a little thing, which is great, which is super. As I say, that's going to be very, very useful. Build was simple enough. There's nothing funny going on, particularly. A little bit of a confusion over the naming of the LEDs, potentially. But hey, I mean, it was such a simple kit, you're not exactly going to get it wrong. So there's no worries there at all, and what a useful thing to have. So there you go. I'm not going to just keep droning on, that'd be silly. Let me just check if there's anything exciting happening in the chat. Woohoo, everyone's having a lovely time. They are simple. Careful not to short the rails. Oh, I probably did a lot of that, I imagine. But you know, I was given no warnings. I was just told to get stuck in, so that's what I did. I always enjoy the commentary. It's all part, for me, it's part of the excitement of doing it, is knowing that I'm flying by the seat of my pants, and there are definitely better ways of doing everything that I do. But that's completely fine. I'm happy with that. So there, good. That's done. That's great. So I think I'll have a go. Let's see if I can do this quite regularly. I mean, it was a small build. Builds typically take a couple of hours, you know, if not 3 hours if they're a little bit dense. And I've got some deep ones to do, which are going to take longer than that. So that's going to be a challenge to try to fit that in an evening. But that's going to be my plan. I guess, yeah, realistically, I'll have to break them up if they are big builds. I don't know. But I have a good half a dozen or so kits, and some bigger ones, you know, big serious kits too. And I would like to get to all of them if I can. So that will be the plan going forward. And I will see also if I can... So this live stream will exist as it is, you know, unfettered and unedited. But I will also see if I can produce a smaller cut down one, sort of just the facts, as it were. So that you don't have to sit through an entire live stream build. You can just see the salient parts, if you see what I mean. And I'll speed things up. think that might be good. Or that might just be a massive waste of my time, because you can find what you need through this. Because I mean, it's like when I'm doing a DIY video, right? I like to put in chapter markers and all the stuff and speed it up while I'm doing the resistors so people don't get bored. But I'd be quite interesting to hear from people for whom, you know, does that matter? Really, is what I think I'm trying to get down to. If you're looking at a DIY video which is 2 hours long, aren't you just gonna click on the timeline and skip through to the bits that you think are interesting? Even without there being a bunch of chapter markers, you can see kind of what's going on and skip forward and skip back. Aren't we grown up enough to do that without me having to spend all that time editing that down? I mean, on the other hand, it's something I should give to AI, shouldn't I? That's what I should do. In fact, that's exactly what I should do. You can never. It's just that all test takes too long. Takes too long. It'll be a massive upload. I don't know, but that's the sort of thing that would help, wouldn't it? Potentially. Anyway, by the by, thank you for spending a little bit of time with me this evening. I'm going to nod off now and go and do something else. And that was good. That worked. The technology appears to have worked. Everything's okay over there. So that was a success. I'm going to have to come up with some kind of intro card. I think would be important. Just to introduce and to go out on, like I do on my other live streams. I think that would be useful. I might, yeah, it's a good way for me to waste a couple of hours, isn't it? Let's face it. Good. It's cool to see every step. Great, yeah. Yeah. Yes, onion ring just in time for the ending. Good, but you know, when this comes to a close, you can then go and re-watch it. That's the exciting thing about this. And you can pretend that it was live, and you can enter the chat and talk to yourself. That's the way to do it. Right, good. Thank you very much. I will get on, and I appreciate your help this evening. And go and make some tunes. Sorry, I'm sitting there thinking there must be something else I have to do. Do I have to do? No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to let the dog out. Have some pudding, go to bed. Awesome. See you next time. I want to press a button that makes the thing finish. That's what I want. So I want to put this sort of thing on. Like so. You see what I mean? But I want to do one that's specific to this. If you're with me? You're with me.